everybody, it's Ginger and Ginger's Chat Show, and I hope you had a wonderful evening yesterday. I had my eyes checked, and it's looking good. I don't have any problems yet. Of course, when you get older, you never know. Hi, Nancy. Of course, we've been dealing with windy weather and rain here. The snow is really getting mountains. Hi, Carol. Trying to get my voice to work. um. Anyway, trying to get things done and everything. Prior to going to getting my eyes checked yesterday, got out of the shower and I noticed there was a puddle of water on the floor. Well, it wasn't coming from the tub. It was coming from up in the ceiling fan. And water was dripping down, so I put my saucepan under there so the floor doesn't get wet and soaked and everything. And when I went down to wait for my ride, I saw my the maintenance manager. I said, Vince, I got a little emergency. Told him what was going on. He said he'll go up there and check. And he said, do you have permission to go up there? I said, yes. And he said, I will leave a note for you, or I will flash you a note. I said, whichever is easier for you. And so I just got a note from him this morning that there was water piled up in the flue vent. He said, where that's coming from, I don't know yet. He said, they're going to investigate that. If it happens again, let him know. He reset everything, and so far I have not had a leak. Of course, we haven't had any rain for the last 24 hours, I think. Yeah. It's supposed to rain today. So I'll just keep an eye on it and see what it does. Fingers crossed. I don't care to be swimming in my apartment, let's put it this way. Anyway, well, I don't know if you guys heard on the news this morning, Senator Mitch McConnell is not running for re-election. He is stepping down as minority leader. He still thinks he's a majority, but he's not. Minority leader of the Republican side of the aisle. And I'm so glad he's not running for re-election. He says he turned 82 last week, and his wife says you need to start spending time with family, staying home, and concentrating on your health. Apparently she put her foot down. Elaine Chao did. So that's what it sounded like to me. Of course, he had this statement that he put on, it's on YouTube channel. If you go to C-SPAN, they will have a video of it on YouTube, so you can watch that. I watched it this morning, and of course he stated all these statements. Some of them were not really true. He was kind of, hemming and hawing about that one. We all know what he did, especially during Obama's tenure and everything else. President Obama's thing, and he kept blocking the votes and everything else. And I go, McConnell, you're being stupid. Okay, you're supposed to do this in the interest of the people, and politics should not enter into this. It's about solving issues and problems in this country. And he finally was told when he became minority leader, since the Senate is majority of Democrats, they made him sin. I don't know, but keep in mind the seat's wide open now, so it could be either Democrat or Republican from Kentucky, and I hope it's Democrat. I really do. I hope Kentucky goes blue, totally blue, and if it does, they already lost. Number of MAGAs and other Republicans are not returning next year, okay? Especially in the House side. So they're going to lose their majority. They're already on a very slim majority right now. He keeps saying to himself during his speech, as majority leader, I said, you're not majority leader, McConnell. You're a minority leader. Schumer's the majority leader. Oh, I'm sure that they will. People are so pissed, especially with this hi Dorothy, with this law from this one southern state. I forgot the name of the state that's doing regarding the IVF, for helping women get pregnant and have kids and everything else because they couldn't do it. And then, of course, going after the birth control thing, I go, these Republicans and these MAGA idiots need to have their heads hit by a 2x4 followed by a cast iron skillet. Okay, they're so stupid. And my thing to them is, I go, you guys are so lucky that you've been born. Okay. And if these laws were enforced back then, they would have not been born. I think some of them should not have been born, but that's just me. I know what other people think. I'm very outspoken and I'm very blunt on some issues. And things need to be corrected and to be right. So, I'm sure the Democrats will take over next year. And more people are leaning toward President Biden because he's doing a wonderful job. And so what? He's 80-some years old. He's always been very healthy. And the Irish Americans are very known. They're very sturdy stock of people, really. They got a very strong work ethic. And so, if any of us have any Irish in us, have a very strong work ethic. I think it's kind of ingrained, So, I'm glad that he's going to be gone. I really am. And I'm sure that the seat will flip to Democrat. Because more and more people are leaving the Democratic Party and going independent. Excuse me, let me correction. More and more people are leaving the Republican Party, either going independent or Democrat. Sorry. I didn't sleep too good last night, and Loki woke me up at dark 30 this morning, which I wanted to sleep in. Got that, sir? He's staring at me right now. Now, another thing, too, that's kind of, some ways it's kind of karma, if you will. He who shall not be named, Trump, he was supposed to post a bond at like 30 days after. Well, it's been close to a month after the verdicts, okay? Well, if he doesn't post a bond by March 8th, there will be things set in motion to seize all his assets in New York State. Like the Trump building and the apartment complexes, anything with his name on it. And also, they should seize Mar-a-Lago, too, But that's in Florida. He owes about well over $500 million. And because of his stupidity, his greed, breaking the laws and rules, if he followed what he should have learned in Wharton School of Business and did it all himself, he would have been a lot better off. And not break the laws, okay? You need to follow laws and procedures, and if he didn't understand something, then he could have gone to New York, you know, whatever department that handles business um, issues in New York City. They could have guided him, okay, and say, okay, we know this is kind of confusing, but this is how it's supposed to be done. Did he? No. He chose to break the laws. He chose to cheat, and he thinks cheating is winning. No, it's not. It's not winning at all. It's spoiling this for other people. So that's why now he has what they call a corporate death uh, sentence, because he broke every law in the business world, and and taxes and everything else. So he owes a lot of money, and if he doesn't pay up, he will lose all his assets. They'll be turned around, and they will be blocked. He'll be blocked from entering any of the areas that he owned, and uh, they'll be sold off. Okay, because I'm sure other people with millions of dollars, billionaires, would take it, and there are a lot of millionaires and billionaires that are do good community services. A lot of them do, okay? Um, well, like Warren Buffett, he helps out small companies. He helps them out by giving them grants and saying, okay, go for it. If you need help, I'll be happy to help. And that's what he did. He always did fellow traffic um, philanthropy projects. And that's why many of the millionaires do. Okay, it depends on their specialty. It depends on what they focus on. Not all millionaires and billionaires are like Trump. No, because they don't break the laws. They follow laws. And Warren Buffett, he owns the same house. Let me give you an example about Warren Buffett. He owns the same house that he bought back in, let me see, 1955? Yeah, the same house. He owns the same house he owned in 1955. And he doesn't really feel like flaunting his wealth. He doesn't do that. He just be like an ordinary person, but you never know. If you don't know him, you don't know that he's a billionaire. Okay, but he owns this company has an umbrella of other companies, self-help companies like Pampered Chef, some of the others. I think he owns Tupperware too, but he owns these self-business companies is what he does, and he helps them out. Okay, just to give you an example. But he does, you know, help people that like to invest. He gives them ideas, he gives them tips, teaches them how to invest and what to look for and everything else. It's not for investing like in stock market and everything. It's not for everybody, okay? You have to be somebody that know what you're doing in the stock market, okay? When I worked at Boeing, they gave us stocks, trying to keep value in the company. This is back in 1984, 83, 84 time frame. Boeing gave us stock because that time this one, T. Boone Pickens, was trying to buy Boeing. He was trying to buy the whole company. And Boeing says, no, you're not going to buy the company. And now T. Boone Pickens was trying to do a hostile takeover. Well, Boeing was doing just fine back then. I mean, we were humming along. We were pushing, close to 50 planes out the door every month. And so Boeing decided, okay, tell you what, we'll give stocks X number of number of certificates to Boeing employees to gain and add value to the company, where it would T. Boone Pickens would be forced to ask each stockholder to they want to sell to him. And if we hold a stockholders meeting, we would say hell no. We want to keep the company. Of course, now the guy's gone now. Also, T. Boone Pickens tried to run for president one year. I forgot what year it was. I think it was 1989, 1990, somewhere. One of the presidential years, okay? And he lost there too. So, because he did not have government experience. In order to be president of the United States, you have to have knowledge how the government works. You know, like all three branches, how they work, you know, what rules, what regulations, because they're usually put there for a purpose, okay? Through the years, rules and regulations were added on because things change, right? Now, Trump, he didn't learn anything. He thinks he knows it all. And of course, of narcissists, they think they know it all. They don't. They really don't. Okay. So with Trump, that could not happen to a nicer person. Of course, he's not nice. And sooner or later, I think by spring, he's going to run out of campaign money. He's not going to have any more campaign money. And if he does try earning money and tries getting campaign issues, you know what? I think the Federal Elections Commission should just rip up his application and go, nope, not going to happen. You know, they think, well, he's going to be a nominee. And I said, people are not going to vote for him. I think Nikki Haley took, well, pretty much almost half of the delegates there. But she's hanging in there. She's taking votes away from him is what she's doing. Now, she knows how government works because she used to be the governor of South Carolina. So she knows how things work. And she didn't appreciate him when she was ambassador to the UN. She did not appreciate him telling her what to do because she already studied up on it, what needs to, you know, what the procedures are and everything else, being an ambassador and working with the international community. She didn't appreciate him screwing her up all the time. Okay? So anyway, now on to the next thing. You know, this sideshow, the Fonnie Wells case and everything else, they're trying to disqualify her and everything in the Georgia case. They need to drop it. That judge there is being stupid. And I really wonder whose side is he really on. Why is he bringing politics into this when it has no business being there? Okay? And she didn't do anything wrong. She was working with her team to get the evidence that's required to go after Trump. And if this judge is for Trump, he needs to be removed from the bench. He needs to be replaced, and the new judge come in and drops her case, and you say, nope, it's moot, it's point, the case dropped, and then she needs to finish her job. They're interfering with her job right now. They're interfering with justice, okay, on Trump's case. Criminal, you know, type thing. And they need to just drop it. What? I don't care what she does in her personal life. I mean, do you? I don't. She's a human being. She needs to have time off too. And so what? She talks to her teammates and everything else. They worked hard. They spent time together to get things squared away and everything else. But they also needed time to relax and talk and reboot. And this prosecutor she's an idiot. Okay? They need to drop it. They need to drop the case and throw it out. Let her get on with her job, actual job. Now, the other thing, I don't know if you guys noticed, is all the disinformation that's running around. Like on the Fannie Willis' trial and all this thing about Biden's age and all this other crap you hear about and, see and everything else. A lot of that is not true. That's why I'm a little bit peeved at the legacy networks. They need to gather information, put the truth out there, stop putting words in other people's mouths, so to speak. They need to stop telling people what to think and everything else and let people make up their own minds. If any of you were born in the time of Walter Cronkite, I did. I grew up with him. Okay. Grew up watching him. And he put the facts out there. And he let everybody else think for themselves. Saying, okay, this is the facts, this is what we gathered, and figure it out for yourself. He wants the people to do their own research. This is what he really wanted. And also, I think they need to encourage people like you and me to do research. Okay? I double check some of the facts that this information puts out, and I go, no, it's not going to work, guys. So they need to stop circumventing, I don't know if you call it that, circumventing Biden, President Biden, and let him do his job. He's doing wonderful. The economy is humming, everything's humming. New technologies are being developed all the time. More and more people are going toward electric vehicles. So he's going for his physical today. I think he does a physical every time about this year. Just after his birthday. I'm due to go to get my physical done too. But so Biden is going to his physical. So what? He's taking care of himself. Trump has never taken care of himself. Okay, and I just hope Trump is put in a prison camp, or a maximum security prison camp, or maximum security prison, and be forced to do life skills like cleaning up, keeping things neat, and everything else, or doing required jobs in prison, and be forced to do it, and not have somebody else do it for him. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to let him do it, anybody else do it for him. He has to do it. And if he doesn't, well, then he won't get his privileges. Oh yeah, he's always done things what's right. And what's so funny, I was watching a segment from Seth. I forgot what his last name is, but late night with Seth, and they had an ice cream cone together. And they were talking about Israel and Hamas and everything else. And he said, yeah, Hamas had no right to attack Israel. But both sides have no right to put the Palestinian people themselves in the middle. Israel should be protecting the Palestinian people. And he's also pushing to have a separate state from Palestine, and Palestine needs to get some help in beefing up their police, beefing up their army, so they can protect themselves from Hamas and everything else, and now allow any terrorist organization to take over Palestine. That's what's happened, okay? Hamas is a terrorist organization. Oh, you saw that. So that's what's happened in Palestine. And Israel has not done any good by attacking Palestine all the time. So Israel needs to back off. If Golda Meir was alive, she would have not allowed this to happen. Okay? She would have put her foot down and said, no, Palestinian people need to live in peace. We need to live in peace with them. And as far as Hamas are the ones that need to be focused on. But right now, the Hamas are hiding behind the innocent people of Palestine. And so they need to be rooted out. And the hostages need to be rescued as well, providing they're not killed. So, yes, President Biden is doing what is right. I agree with you there, Carol. So, we'll just have to hope and pray more than anything. Now, speaking of praying, I don't know if you guys, how religious you guys are or anything, but, you know, the larger denominations are now running into trouble. Like the Methodists and Congregationalists and everything else are running into trouble. Now, my church, I go to a little church on the prairie here in Lakewood, and it's a Presbyterian church. We're in the process of disaffiliation from the Presbyterian Church USA. We're going to be voting to leave them because they did some things I felt that was kind of wrong. And we want more freedom to do what we need to do as far as church property goes. Our church building right now is running into some serious structural issues. And then, of course, with the water breaking, or when we had that freeze, did not help any. And we discovered one part of the older section of the building has asbestos, and they're in the process of removing that right now. In other words, they're taking that building down to its bare bones and getting rid of asbestos, which is one of the nasty forms of insulation that can cause cancer. And so they're getting rid of it right now. And so anyway, I'm pretty sure I know how I'm going to vote. Because I'm a member of that church. And so it's like, we need our independence. We don't need to have a presbytery tell us what we can and cannot do. That presbytery did not help by keep maintaining that building. They own the buildings, but they are not helping to maintain it. They're just letting it fall apart, which is not helping with the assets. Okay? So that's why we need to tell them, go, adios. And, you know, join another denominational church group or covenant or whatever that does not believe in, you know, owning other church property or anything else. They believe in each church congregation owning their own property, owning their own buildings and assets. So, anyway, okay, well, let's see, it's 1:30. Yeah, I did pretty good. I will see you on, let's see. Let me check my calendar. February 16th. Okay, I'll see you on Friday, which is March 1st. Tomorrow is leap year, the 29th. So have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. Keep your eye in the sky because of all the storms and everything that's going on. Yesterday, Illinois got hit by tornadoes. The northern part of Illinois. So please stay safe, okay? Take care, guys. Love you. And I will post this on my YouTube channel. And be sure to share. Resist, persist, and push back. Okay, love you. See you later, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.